Hello guys, welcome back to the KP show. We are here with yet another video, and this time it is on the ongoing India versus New Zealand series. India is 1-1 tied in the series, which Pratik, to be very honest, is an unexpected result. I predicted a 3-0 whitewash in India's favor, and I think many of us would have thought the same as well, including one Ravichandran Ashwin. He actually made that statement that if New Zealand wins even one game in this series, you can consider that it's almost like a victory for New Zealand in the series. Now, in both the games, actually in the first game also, it was a very tight contest, which India kind of barely managed to win. Yeah, it was kind of a comfortable victory, but it was very close. What are your first thoughts when you look at this series?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a surprise seeing the how we have batted so far in the series. I think I was expecting great things from our batting, given the pitches that we get usually in those venues in Baroda or Rajkot. So actually, I'm a bit disappointed with the batting, if you ask me. I was expecting scores in excess of 320 or even 350, as I have said in the preview as well. I was expecting run feast from the Indian batting unit. And also, given the inexperience of the current New Zealand bowling lineup that is playing the ODI series, I think the batting has to up their game.
I think if you look at our preview as well, we also predicted the same thing, right? That only way New Zealand would have a chance in this series is if India bats first and kind of manages to get a sub 300 kind of a total, which quite honestly, we said that it's not going to happen looking at the structure of New Zealand's bowling lineup. But it did happen, and New Zealand encashed on that opportunity. Again, we knew that New Zealand's batting was at almost its full strength, right? And I think they did a pretty great job. Daryl Mitchell once again showing the world why he's one of the best all format batters going around in international cricket.
Yeah, for sure. I think the rise of Daryl Mitchell post COVID, I think it has been astronomical to be honest, because he came in very late. I remember he used to be a more of a bowling all rounder back in 2018 when he came in into the New Zealand setup, and now I think he is probably the best all format batter alongside Travis Head currently. I think
Yeah,
he's scoring at an average of 44 in Test match cricket in the middle, batting the middle order, and is the rank one batter in ODIs as well. For quite some time, it has been a tussle between him and our two stalwarts. And in the T20Is as well, he bats in the middle overs and strikes close to 145 and averaging close to 30 as well, which is very good number. So all in all, I think he is a very, very good candidate to be the best all format batter in the current times.
yeah. And I think I would like to draw your focus to more towards the second one day international. It kind of gave me flashbacks from two different matches. One was, of course, the 2023 World Cup final, where Rohit Sharma got out to Glenn Maxwell. Similar kind of a shot he played here as well. Then Virat Kohli trying to run down the ball towards third man, trying to get that single. Same way he got out. And Shubman Gill as well. Very similar shot. Of course, that was a bit on the lower side of the height when he got out to Stark in that World Cup final. But this one was slightly higher and more towards the offside. But yeah, so pretty similar dismissals, all three of them. And then the other flashback that I had was from the 2023 semi-final, where Daryl Mitchell was going bonkers. He almost snatched the game away from us that day, if not for Mohammad Shami's incredible spell towards the end. But yeah, these are the two flashbacks that I got from the second ODI. Uh, I think it's time for us to drill down a bit deep on a variety of factors. Some are kind of concerning for me, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. Let's start with openers first. Shubman Gill finally he got a 50. He got 250s actually in both the games. In the first game, he kind of looked a tad uncomfortable to me because uh, he was coming in after a long time, and yeah, you can expect that bit of rustiness. But in the second match, he was looking very comfortable before the aforementioned dismissal. He was looking very comfortable. He played some good shots. Feels like Shubman Gill is finally getting into that zone, and I think this is his time to completely encash on his form and quality in ODI cricket at least, because I feel that is the format where he can deliver his best cricket, and I think it's high time that he converts his potential into proper. I think I would like to say Kohli-esque numbers of let's say 2014, 2015 of those days. I'm eager to see Gill have that kind of a season.
Yeah, for sure. I think Gill has looked good in the first two games. The first game, as you said, maybe coming back from a break, as well as the T20 World Cup non-selection fiasco as well. That would always be playing on a player's mind as well.
Yep.
So I think he was a bit rusty in the first game, but I I think he started off pretty slow in the first game, but he caught up. Like after 25, he caught up and he got a 50, and then also he got out. Very soft dismissal, I'd say. Good catch by Glenn Phillips, I think it was. And then again, this game also, he started off very comfortably and then again fell to the same short arm jab shot. But I think he should have converted this one into a long innings, I believe. But anyways, good to see him back in form, and also good to see that he's taking on the impetus to score fast in the power play, which is a very big positive for me.
I think I want to talk more on that actually. I think one of the two of either Rohit Sharma or Shubman Gill has to take that role. Uh, Ever since the Australia series, Rohit, as we have seen, is kind of going back to his OG, like 2013, 2014 approach, where he takes a bit of time initially and then tries to put on those big scores. But uh, see, I don't want to go into whether he should do it or not. I think it's a big debate, right? On why he might have thought that okay, let me go back to my older approach. But I think at least one of the two has to be taking up that aggressive role, whether that's Gill or whether that's Rohit. I think it's up to the management to decide who is best fit for that role, and I think they have to go aggressive. See, I'll tell you specifically for the Rajkot game. Uh, Back in 2023, right before the World Cup, it was the fifth ODI between Australia and India at the same venue. I went there. Uh, I saw David Warner absolutely tear apart the Indian bowlers in the first 10 overs. And that actually helped Australia to put a above par total, which they successfully defended later on. And with our batting, the depth that we have and the skill set that we have versus the bowling that is there. Of course, the New Zealand bowling that was playing was definitely subpar when you compare it to the Indian bowling that day, right? And the Australian batting and Indian batting is subpar. Is not subpar actually, so is at par. So when Australia, being that good a batting lineup, could demolish Indian bowling lineup, which was so good, you would expect Indian batting lineup, which is at par with Australia, or maybe even better, to absolutely demolish New Zealand bowling lineup, which is subpar compared to Indian bowling lineup back then, right? But that did not happen. And I think that was kind of the undoing for us. And it all started with the opening partnership. 10 overs, you had 56. Not enough, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I think in the power play, we scored 56, right? This
Yeah.
game, second game. I don't think that is a bad start by any means, but it could have been better because we have been treated with better power plays in the last 2.5 years. Is what I'd say. So maybe we should have shown some more intent. Or I mean, we seem to be shell struck against
Batting
someone
in
like Kyle
Arshel.
Jamieson. Yeah, and shell shocked against Kyle Jamieson in particular because we haven't been able to put him away in most of the games that we have faced him, may it be any format. So that is something that I am also a bit skeptical about. That what is the issue with the tall bowlers, like tall fast bowlers in the power play? It happens so often with Marco Jansen. Now the same with Kyle Jamieson here. Luckily, Mitchell Stark is not playing a lot nowadays. So even in Australia, I think Hazelwood was like spot on. He bowled like for 4 overs, 7 6 6 7 runs spell. So the tall fast was 6-5. Hazelwood is 6-5. So there is some issue, I believe, with the tall fast bowlers against India in the power play in the recent times, which I think we need to figure out. And also that Rohit part. I mean, see, if he was the one who took the charge when he was the captain, that he is going to bat aggressively in the power play, I think he should continue with it because it was working brilliantly for us. Even in the Champions Trophy, if you see, maybe he wasn't as successful as we would have wanted in the Champions Trophy, but again, in the final, he came really good against Pakistan. Also, he started well in the group game, though he got out towards the end of the power play, but he started really well. So I believe that thing used to work for us. But now again, when you said that we don't know what exactly is the communication from the management towards him, uh, that I think then there will be speculations every time that whether the management wants him to play in a certain way or the management wants Gill to play in a certain way, or if both of them want to go and talk around like what Jason Roy and Johnny Bairstow used to do in their lead up to the 2019 World Cup in England, or even after that till COVID. So that is something that we need to uh, get a clearer picture on from the upcoming games.
I think in Rohit's defense, the only thing I would kind of it's a speculation. It's speculation, reality. You can like kind of blur the lines between them, whatever. I'm going off of whatever's been reported and whatever the kind of statements that we've been hearing. Like, let's say Ajit Agarkar, he called Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli both non-committal, right? When you use those kind of words, I see there is a kind of insecurity which is being kind of forced upon the players. Maybe that's why Rohit Sharma, because he's constantly under the scanner, and probably his spot in the 2027 World Cup is not yet guaranteed by the management. Probably that is why he's trying to, you know, play conservatively and put on those performances. Once he does those, obviously nobody can question his place. So again, this is something that I see in his defense, but I think it's the role of the management to communicate very clearly what they want from Rohit Sharma, from Shubman Gill. But one of them has to take up that aggressive role. Doesn't matter who, and whoever takes that aggressive role should be assured their spot in the side to the 2027 World Cup. I think that kind of security has to come in from the management. Otherwise, it's not possible for either of them to take up that to take up the mantle of scoring aggressively. I mean, this goes for even Gill as well because he was the vice captain of the T20 side. He was dropped again. It was a good decision, I would say, considering the team dynamics for the T20 World Cup. But it shows that nobody is secured, even if you are a captain. So who knows? BCCI might just change their mind later on, and they towards the World Cup they might say, "Okay, Rohit, you take up the captaincy." You never know, right? So that kind of clarity has to be given to the players, and I feel personally that that is missing.
See, on this part, I'll say that okay, there were the clouds looming over his future when they traveled to Australia and all those reports and media conferences came out. But now, what he has shown in Australia, he got, I think, man of the series. Yeah, he got the man of the series there. Then again, he scored good against South Africa as well in two of the games. But nah. So what I understand is now the management means BCCI has also understood. I think they have. We cannot prepare someone like even like as good as a Yashasvi Jaiswal for this format in 2 years in less than 2 years time because everything is at stake. We don't know uh, how good he will come, even if he is given all the chances. Because Yashasvi also has been quite up and down in the ODI, ODIs. Whatever games he played, I think he only played 4 games in all. but it has been very up and down for him as well. So that is something that they are also very they should be sure about that. We have to continue as of now with Rohit because he has shown the commitment
Yeah,
for the he has shown the commitment to his fitness, his game, overall game, and I don't think that should be a concern anymore for him. And if it is so, then I think the management has to step in here and they need to uh, make the communication pretty clear.
yep, yep. I think that should be done. And the other side of the coin is if the management has decided, okay, we'll let them both take their time initially and let them score those big runs. If that is the case, then my questions would be different. I would actually question the short selection at that point of time, right? Because if you have taken up so much time in the middle and you are now set, and actually the surface on which the game was happening that requires a set batter to take the score to the next level, then you have to cash in on the balls you have actually taken up to get set into the game, right? So it can't be this or matlab, it can't be something in between. You can't take up balls and then you can't perish without making the most of it, right? It has to be this or that. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to from the management and the openers as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, the start has to be better, either in terms of run rate or in terms of conversion. One of the two. You can't be not having both. That is where the problem arises. Then you come to number three, Virat Kohli. I think phenomenal touch he's been in. The second one day, not quite. He kind of missed a straight ball, you would say. But yeah, overall, he has been looking good.
I think the second one day you can say a little bit of dot ball pressure, and
Mm,
Shreyas also I think he got some 6 or 8 consecutive dot balls, and then he went for a jailbreak shot and got out, got in the
mm,
circle, and after that Virat Kohli also fell. So I think second ODI it was they got kind of stuck, and then that thing happened again, trying to run the ball down to third man and inside edged it onto the stumps. But first ODI, I think it was flawless, and he could have, I think, held his nerve a bit more, and should have hit that 100 there because it was 100 for the taking, if you ask me.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, if you look at the first 20 overs, I think we were around 112 something, if I'm not wrong, 112, 113, whatever. We were still in a decent position, right? Right from there on, also we could have pushed the score to 300 plus, if not 320, 330. But thereafter, we lost a lot of wickets. The over number 21 to 40, I think we were 87 for three, if I'm not wrong, right? Now, my question is, what about our batting against spinners? Let me pull out the stats. I think Michael Bracewell bowled 10 overs, 1 for 34. Then Glenn Phillips bowled 3 overs for 13. So I'm picking these two because I consider them relatively part-time bowlers, right? I'm not even going into.
Michael
Uh,
Bracewell is a proper bowler. Glenn Phillips is a part-time bowler. Bracewell does
I
bowl.
don't see. You won't put him on the level of a Santner, right? That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
but he has been their second spinner for the last
Yeah, but
means last 3 years, in fact. He has been their second
man,
spinner.
I don't think that way. I think he's a spinner who should be taken down at least. I mean, at least not 34. 10 over 34 is criminal almost. Okay.
Yeah, you can say, but I think he has
So
got good
you
numbers against India.
you look at the stats of the match. Okay.
Hmm.
Kuldeep Yadav was taken for 82 in his 10. Ravindra Jadeja was taken for 44 of his 8. And I consider these two to be much better bowlers than Michael Bracewell. I don't
Yeah,
even see a
so
comparison,
no, so
right?
the thing is,
Let
Michael
me
Bracewell,
complete my. Huh. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so what I was saying is Michael Bracewell. Maybe I'm not very sure on the against other teams how he has performed, but against India, I think Michael Bracewell has performed really well with the ball. Even in the Champions Trophy final, if you remember, he got important wickets and got very cheaply. Means his economy was very good. He got 2 for 28 in 10 overs. So
No, no. See,
I believe he has got.
so my point is also that. So why are we struggling against spinners of this quality? See, like I said, I consider Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav much better spinners than Michael Bracewell at this point of time. That is my statement.
For sure.
Now, yeah. So my
For sure.
question is, why are we not able to put the spinners away? When Shreyas Iyer is there, whenever he's batting long, at least let's say 50 runs or 60 runs, then we are able to get those spinners away. Or even when an Akshar Patel is there in the lineup, or maybe even a Hardik Pandya is there in the lineup, then we are able to put the spinners away. But when these guys get out, that is where our struggle begins, and we are not able to put those spinners away. I think that's a point where we are kind of losing the game. That also happened in the 2023 World Cup final. There also we couldn't get Maxwell away. Travis had bowled a few good overs. I think his spell was also like Glenn Phillips only 4 overs 14 or 3 overs
Zero.
14 something like that
It was like
in the
Travis
final.
had pitch march 4 overs 9 runs, something like that, or four
Yeah,
over eight.
something of that sort. Something of that sort. So we aren't able to put the spinners away. And this exactly takes me to the point that I was trying to make. Akshar versus Jadeja, right? So if Akshar Patel has been rested for this series, then I can still consider. But he has been rested for the previous series as well. I don't get the point why Akshar Patel is being rested so much. Firstly, now secondly, and more serious concern is if he has been dropped, because this management hasn't given us anything that Akshar Patel has been rested. For Hardik Pandya, we got a clear statement that he's unable to bowl 10 overs. That is why we are resting him for this series. For Bumrah, we got a clear statement that we are resting Bumrah for this series. But we've got nothing of that sort for Akshar Patel, which actually makes me very concerned.
See, my concern with Akshar Patel has been from 2023, which I always feel that he was wrongly done during before the World Cup in 2023. Just before the World Cup, they said that he got an injury and he won't be playing. Ashwin comes in for him in the final squad. I have always had the problems that they do him wrong, they do him dirty. And again, this series, or even in the Australia series that we went to play the three ODIs in Australia, there also they told that no, we will play Akshar and Jadeja. We can't play three spinners, and we can't play two left-arm spinners in the same team, and also we don't need more than two spinners in Australia. So we are going to continue with Akshar, and he bowled well there as well. As per my memory serves, he bowled really well in Australia in one of the ODIs the one which we won. I think he bowled really well. Even the second one, which got bit close to means the 250 or 260, whatever they were chasing against us. That also, Akshar bowled really well. He got breakthroughs in the middle. I think it was Carey or so. Carey bowled. So I don't know. I mean, what is the reason behind Akshar being benched or dropped or whatever is the case? Because there is no clear communication what has happened with Akshar, and he was batting well at number five. You gave him a new role, except in the Champions Trophy. He batted well for you. I think he scored 30, 35 runs every game at a good pace. Staged important partnerships with Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer in the Champions Trophy back
In the
in
final as
last
well,
year. In the
including the final where
yeah,
he did well. He had a partnership with Shreyas Iyer.
Suresh, yeah, exactly. So I don't understand the case, and all of a sudden, Jadeja you bring in at number five in the first game. Then this game you sent in KL Rahul ahead of Jadeja. I mean, I'm not able to understand. I think my first concern from the first day is if KL Rahul is playing, he should bat at number five. There is no reason why you have moved into number six. Then they said that we want a left-hander, so we are playing Akshar for that reason, and he will bat five, KL bat six. Not much of a difference. Okay, that's fine. Now again, why did you change it in this game?
I think that's the problem for me as well. I mean, the positioning is not consistent. See, 5, 6, 7 is flexible, which is okay. But my concern is the people that you are selecting for that role. I mean, see, Jadeja, as good as a batter he is, he's on the wrong side of 30s, right? And he is never known to be a spin basher, right? And we need somebody who will attack spinners in those middle overs. So I think Akshar is definitely more suited. There is no competition when you talk about Akshar and Jadeja with respect to the bat. Akshar is miles ahead. He has played more crucial knocks than Jadeja for India, regardless of it is T20 cricket or if it is ODI cricket. Right? And that is precisely why he is the vice captain also in T20 cricket. I don't see why he is not playing unless it's a rest. Again, that also I don't understand because he's testing every series. And it's not like the 2027 World Cup is too far away. It is getting close as well. I think ODIs are also important. Um, yeah, uh, I don't get the reason why we are playing Jadeja. Firstly, now this also brings us to our next point, which is of course KL Rahul. I think he has been phenomenal in both the knocks, and that number 5, number 6 role he has adopted himself very well there. And I think this also should rest any debates on who our wicketkeeper should be. I think in one of the interviews, KL said that had I batted the 50 overs, maybe we would have had a good total on the board. And I think that's what he proved in this game also. Pretty very similar situation. He batted throughout and got us to a decent total. We couldn't defend it. That's a separate story, but he actually did his job. Now, next
Yeah,
part of the. Hmm, go
I
ahead,
think
and then we'll go to this.
Yeah, KL Rahul has done a phenomenal job. I think in the first game as well, it was a very tricky situation because Washington had this side strain. All the set batters had gone out. All he had was Harshit Rana and Kuldeep Yadav back in the to partner with him, and he played it out really well. Took the game deep, took the impetus on him in the second last over when it was getting close, and finished the game within the span of 3 balls itself. So I think KL did a brilliant job there. Now again coming to this game, I think it was a situation that middle orders batter should be tested with, I believe, the most 120 for 4. You like 30 overs left in the tank, and you need to bat the timeout as well as you need to score quickly, score at a respectable rate so that you get to a good total in ODIs. I think it was one of his best hundreds, if not the best hundred that he has scored in ODI cricket. I think it was one of his best hundreds. Kudos to him.
Mm, yeah, that also, I think you made a very great point that these are the games when your middle order batters will be tested. That brings me to Nitish Reddy. So finally, Nitish Reddy got that opportunity, which we were thinking he should have gotten already since Pandya is not playing, because he is a direct replacement of Pandya. And I think I don't see Nitish Reddy playing the 2027 World Cup, of course, in the 11. That only happens if Pandya is injured, and then we figure out. But he got to bat. He didn't impress that much. Firstly, in his defense, that number 7 actually, number 7 role in ODI cricket is very difficult because you will always be in a situation where it is like 120 for 5 and then you're batting for your life, or it's like 300 for 5 in the 45th over. You come in and you just have to slog from ball one. So that's a very difficult spot to be in, firstly. Now, how do you develop a player in that spot? By giving him consistent chances, which we have failed to do so, right? Now, what is the other chance that you could give him? That is with the ball. With the ball, he bowled 2 overs. Now, how would you even justify his position? How would you even, if you are including him in the 11 when Pandya is absent, your intention is to groom him to become the next Pandya, right? At least to bring in that kind of a balance within the side. Batting, though, you can't control. I mean, you can't ask the top 5 to get out early, right? But with the bowling, at least even in these kind of bilaterals where Losing is not a big deal. You can take those losses. At least in these games, you can give him the ball.
I mean, I'm not able to understand what is the exact reason why that guy gets selected first. And then if he gets selected, neither he gets a proper chance to bat nor he gets a proper chance to bowl. See, bowling part, again in the preview I said that let him bowl those overs. At least he should be knowing how do I bowl 8 or 10 overs in a one day game. How does my body react to bowling 8 to 10 overs in a one day game in the internationals? He did well in the VHT. I think he got a hat trick as well, and that too against the top order, playing for Andhra Pradesh. Don't remember the opposition. I think he got a hat trick as well. The score was like 40 for 4 or something. So that means he got hat trick against the top order, not against the lower order. So I don't know what is the concern that why they don't trust him a lot. Because if you are trusting him enough to be your fourth seamer in England in Test match cricket, or play him as an all rounder in Australia, and now all of a sudden, where does the trust go? I need to means they have to answer that, because if you're trusting him that he'll come good as an all rounder, he has to perform the role of an all rounder. He should be given the chances, his dues. He should have bowled more, I believe. And see, the fifth or the sixth bowler is bound to go for runs. I don't expect Hardik Pandya to bowl at an economy or 4 or 5 in most of the games. I know the main four bowlers should do it. That's their job. It's his job to fill out the overs more, get a breakthrough, or if possible, try to keep the run rate tight. That's his job, right? He's not your primary bowler, right? He's the fifth or the sixth bowler, whoever is playing in that position. So I think economy is not that big of a concern. And 2 overs, 13 runs. And New Zealand had a very torrid power play. I think 34 for 1 or something they were after the power play. 34 for 2, something like that. So they had to attack someone. 2 overs, 13. I don't think that was that bad of an bowling performance. But again, you didn't give him a chance to bowl. Now coming to the batting part. See, Nitish Reddy is a very compact player. If you see, technically very sound, he looks very sound, good-looking player with the bat, and I think he has to bat somewhere in the top five. Okay, now in our team's construct, we don't have a chance. Means he doesn't stand a chance to bat in the top five, which is fine. But where is the next role for him, or even for Hardik Pandya? Hardik Pandya bats at number six. If given a chance, if the situation is such that you can push him up as a pinch hitter, then you push him up as a pinch hitter
No,
at
Hardik,
number 4 or 5.
but Hardik
If there
bats
is
at
a
seven.
case,
In the
no,
new
no,
setup, Hardik bats at seven. So
that's my point. So Hardik bats at seven, that is fine. But Hardik bats at seven after 10 years of experience in international cricket, right? You know you have defined a role for him. But even Hardik has batted number 4 in the 2019 World Cup. If you see the game against Pakistan or even on Australia, he has batted number
right.
4 there. And he scored quick cameos. He got like 40 of 30, 40 of 25, those kind of knocks he has played if given a chance. So that is my point. You have to make a player out of him. Now, what happened is this was a tailor made situation for a middle order batter. You put him under the pressure that 120 for 4, bro, you need to bat out the next 20 overs, score at a good pace, partner with the senior batter out there, KL Rahul, who is all there to guide you, and they share a very good bond as well. I think I read few articles back in when he played the BGT, they share a very good bond as well, Nitish and KL. So this was, I think, a tailor-made situation for him to be pushed ahead of Jadeja there. If you did push Jadeja at number 5 yesterday, which was your original template as per whatever. So I think Nitish Reddy should have been pushed ahead of Jadeja at number 6, and he should have been given a longer chance to bat out the overs. Maybe he could have got a good 50 and could have cemented his role,
I think for
understood his
me,
role more.
I think for me that 5, 6, 7 number is kind of flexible. And I think when Akshar is playing, make sure like Akshar bats at number six. But Akshar is not playing, so maybe you could have utilized that situation to kind of give Nitish Reddy that spot. But yeah, whatever that is, I think he definitely needs to be utilized better or not picked at all. But I think not picked at all is a case which can only happen like if you are 100% sure that you are going to get 100% of the ball. Like if you are 50% sure that you are going to get 50% of the ball, then you should pick him. But if you are 50% sure that you are going to get 50% of the ball, then you should pick him. But yeah, whatever that is, I think he definitely needs to be utilized better or not picked at all. But I think not picked at all is a case which can only happen like if you are The only other guy in that spot for me is Shivam Dube of that profile, seam bowling all rounder profile. But otherwise, you
But
can't do anything, right?
what I understand is Shivam Dube's fitness doesn't support him to be an ODI player as of now. That is why
Hmm.
he's completely overlooked for that position. Otherwise, should have been picked in this team ahead of Nitish, as you said.
Then I think whatever you have to give him that chances. You have to give Nilesh Reddy those chances to actually let him fail. What's the worst that can happen? He will fail. You anyway lost the game. You would have maybe instead of Kuldeep Yadav, Nitish Reddy would have considered 10 overs, 80 or maybe even 90. That's the worst that could happen, right? But if you
Yeah,
don't even give the opportunity to a player who is playing in the 11 in these kind of, I'm calling them practice games. I'm sorry, those are international games, but these are kind of practice games because this is addressing yourself for the World Cup. This is just, sorry, this is not even addressing yourself for the World Cup. This is a long time before the World Cup. You are experimenting, right? When you are experimenting, at least make some good experiments which could yield good results. Now, who knows if Hardik is injured and he, doesn't make a comeback to the 2027 World Cup. Although I hope that's not the case. He's playing cricket as of now, and I think he'll be fully fit. But yeah, for the worst case scenario, if this is the player that you want, then at least give him that role, make him play, let him fail. This is the time to fail, if there's any, right? So yeah, that's that. Let's move on to the bowling part. I think Kuldeep has had a bad series so far. First game he was 1 for 52. Second game conceded 82 odd runs. Uh, Not much of a concern for me because he is a quality bowler. I think there was a lot of mistakes from his side with respect to the length. I think he was a lot shorter than what he should have been. Also, a bit of experimentation could have helped him in this series, I believe. Like Daryl Mitchell, he would have. If you look at Mitchell's batting, he was favoring the onside a lot. Maybe he could have tried to force him to play the cut shot, which kind of is a shot that Dan Mitchell doesn't play that much. Maybe would have troubled him, but what do you think?
I think Daryl Mitchell plays Kuldeep Yadav the best in the world amongst current batters or whoever has played Kuldeep Yadav so far. I think Daryl Mitchell took him down in Dharamshala uh, as well. I think first spell he got for 45 or something. First 5 overs he got out for 45 runs or something. Then in the next three, because New Zealand did not bat their entire quota, they got out in 48 overs or something, and Kuldeep only bowled 8 overs in that game and got the wickets towards the end. Kuldeep in the Dharamshala game in the World Cup in 23. There also, I think Mitchell got 100 there. Then against he smoked him in at Wankhede when we were on the edge of our seats. Okay, what happens if we are not able to get him out? But thankfully, wickets fell from the other end, and eventually Mitchell also got out in Wankhede in the semi-final. And again, after I think 2 years, they're coming here to play an ODI series, and again he has looked flawless against Kuldeep Yadav. He didn't doesn't look bothered by the fact that he's a Chinaman, a very rare commodity in international cricket. So he plays him brilliantly, especially out of the hand he plays. So that's a very big, positive for any player that is coming to play spin in India. And there was one passage in play. He hit the six of Kuldeep Yadav, came down the track and lofted him over mid wicket. The next ball, he was so calculative, Daryl Mitchell. He knew that the length will be pushed slightly back. So what he did, he played a beautiful paddle sweep for another boundary. So I think that was the first or second over of Kuldeep Yadav. But then I came back. Then I got a glimpse that okay, I think we are out of this game because if going to play like this, it's going to be very difficult to get him out in the middle overs because he's our main bowler in the middle over and he has decided to take on Kuldeep and he's reading him brilliantly off the hand.
Yep. That's right. And with respect to Arshdeep, I mean, I think the team management has been very harsh on him. I was reading the stat somewhere. This is, of course, not ODI cricket, but in T20 cricket. Out of 61 ODIs played by India under Rahul Dravid, Ashdeep played 52 ODIs. Sorry, 52 T20s. Sorry, I messed up again. It's not ODIs, it's T20s. 52 out of 61. Under Gautam Gambhir, he has played like hardly 5 or 6 out of 13 ODIs. Sorry, 13 T20Is.
T20s.
Yeah, I was reading this stat somewhere. Although I'm not sure if it's correct. But as far as my memory serves, I've seen Ashdeep benched a lot compared to playing in T20 cricket. I don't know why. Uh, at least in T20, though, he's a starter for me alongside Bumrah. In ODI cricket, also, if you look at the combination, see, I was thinking maybe they are thinking of a way that, okay, it's between Siraj and Arshdeep for one spot as the opening bowler, which is fair. But when Bumrah is not there, I feel both of them can play. And Harshit, for me, can't be your new ball bowler when Bumrah is back because Harshit can be a better first change bowler than Prasidh Krishna is. Because at this point of time, Prasidh Krishna is your first change bowler. I think the either or scenario should be between Harshit and Prasidh so that uh, it becomes an either or scenario between Ashdeep and Siraj when Bumrah comes back. If I'm making sense.
The thing is, Arshdeep and Prasid, you are saying, right? So, you, what originally was my thought was, means initially when Prasid burst onto the scene, he was also a new ball bowler, very fast, outswing he had, and everything was good. But the consistent injuries and drop and all those things, pace drop as well.
Mm.
So, after multiple issues, now he is preferred more as a first change bowler. Now the
Mm.
thing, now this combination, how it works, that Harshit Rana bats at number 8, and he has improved his new ball skills a lot in the last 6 months. If you see, with the new ball, he bowled really well in Australia against South Africa. He had a very decent series as well, and against New Zealand, I believe he looked better and more potent than Siraj as well. He got, if you see the dismissal of Devon Conway, and it was beautiful. The ball jagged in like a mile, jacked back a mile coming from around the wicket. And I think he's making good use of the new ball. And uh, Prasid, I think he bowled the first two spells were really good. I think last means this spell as well as in the first game as well. First 7 overs, I think he barely considered 30 runs. But again in the last spell, he got for like 2 overs 20 he considered. That was the case in both the games. So that is something that maybe I don't know what the case is. I mean, what the issue with him is, but he has to come good in those last 10 overs when he's bowling in the death overs. That is one part. Now the Arshdeep part, what you are saying. See, Arshdeep can play. See, Siraj is always ahead in the pecking order. That you have to agree on in the ODIs at least. So Siraj should play, in my opinion. Means why would you bench him? Because he has got you results in
Mm.
22 Asia Cup, and means after Bhuvi we have preferred him as the new ball bowler who got us wickets in the power play a lot, right?
I was saying both.
So
Both should play with Harshit as the
right.
first change.
See, that is one way of looking into the things. But the thing is, Prasid has bowled well in the middle overs for most part of the game. Towards the end, he considered some runs. If you see in the last two games, as well as in even against the last ODI against South Africa, he got like 4 for 55 or something, and all were crucial wickets. So I think he has bowled well in the middle overs. Not that bad that you can completely drop him. So if Siraj was coming back in this series, I think one of the new bowlers has to make their way out. So I think that's why Ashdeep misses out because Harshit Rana
No,
anyways bats at number 8, so you give him the preference.
no, but Harshit Rana will be in this in the playing 11 regardless, right? Even when Bumrah is back. So when Bumrah is back, you have Harshit, Bumrah, and Siraj. So I am guessing you wouldn't take the new ball away from Bumrah, which would be not great. You could, I mean, you
No,
could.
that
Bumrah will be effective wherever you bowl him, but I don't think you would want to take that new ball away from Jasprit Bumrah because if I am an opener and I come to know that Jasprit Bumrah is in the side, with the new ball, I'd be very nervous. And on the same day, if I come to know that Jasprit Bumrah is not going to take the new ball, I mean, it's a free license for me.
Yeah, that is for
So,
sure. I think that is something they need to take a call on. I
so
mean,
if
I mean,
Bumrah,
it's a win-win either way if you ask me. Means it's
no,
correcting
it's so if
because see,
Bumrah
Harshit
and
is
Siraj
bowling
are,
well.
so
That
Harshit
is
has
fine,
to
but the
get
thing is
used to
bowling
bowling
well.
in the first. He has to get used to bowling first change as well. So that also matters, right? He isn't used to bowl first change as of now. When Bumrah comes
No,
in, my assumption is Bumrah and Siraj are going to take the new ball. Harshit would have to bowl first change. Uh, Again, we are going by the fact that he has potential, he can do that. But if you look at how he has been used so far, starting with the Champions Trophy, he has always bowled with the new ball. Like he has bowled the overs that Bumrah would have bowled otherwise.
yeah, that is for sure. I think
So
what you are saying that is correct, but the point is he has performed well, given in the South Africa series as well as this series. So if he is performing well, let him have the run. Is my point.
So in that case, would you bench Siraj if Bumrah comes in?
No, Prasidh will go out and Bumrah. It's a straight swap between the two,
Then who
and
becomes the
then
first
the
change?
roles will change. Harshit Rana
Uh,
will become the first change.
Again, why would you not give Harshit Rana the same role that you are planning to give him anyway? Maybe from the next ODI
It's
series, things will
it's
change once
see,
Bumrah is back.
it's more about the effectiveness of the attack, not about the individuals, right? We have to think of it. It's like as a collective unit, how can we perform the best? And that what I can paint the picture is Bumrah and Siraj to share the new ball with Harshit coming in as the first change. That is the I feel that is the best case for my bowling unit to get the wickets at top.
Hmm.
So eh, that will be my plan A. If not, then again we will change it if required at the point, like we did in the 23 final, because Shami was injured enough not to be able to play the entire game. So he had to come in as the first over. In the first over, second over itself. So if that happens, if something like that happens, then we have to go to a plan B as well. But the plan A should
Yeah, yeah.
always be that Bumrah and Siraj to share the new ball with Harshit coming in as the first change.
I think when Bumrah is not there, which is the case here, Arshdeep and Siraj sharing the new ball with Harshit coming in as the first change would be a more potent attack compared to what we are playing right now. I think that would suit us better, but yeah, I mean, you could go either way. That's the beauty of it. But anyhow, let's go to our final point. And I think this is something where everybody will have a unanimous decision, and that is with respect to our fielding. What a horrible, horrible fielding side we have become. We are close to Bangladesh, maybe even worse than them. And if this continues, we will probably be a team like Pakistan in terms of fielding. I want to highlight this thing. In the England Test series, England dropped 10 catches. We dropped 18 catches. 18 in 5 Test matches. Then in the Asia Cup, our catching efficiency was 67%. Now, what would you do with these stats? Definitely, ground fielding has been so-so. Some players, of course, have been doing great. I mean, Jadeja is the gold standard, right? If Jadeja is doing well, that is not a credit to the fielding coach. It is a credit to Jadeja. But how about others? Why have we been dropping so many catches? See, I'm not saying that the catches that we dropped in the second ODI costed us the game. We lost it with the bat itself. That's not the point here. The point is the consistent drop in fielding that we have seen.
See, I have not been able to understand that as well because I remember we dropped few catches in Champions Trophy as well. There was one instance when Gill dropped a catch of Glenn Phillips or someone, and then he was asked to be replaced by Jadeja in a deep mid wicket, which was pretty weird, to be honest.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I remember this
mm,
incident. I remember this incident.
yeah.
I remember also saying, what a shame to be replaced by a 36-year-old on the field. when you are
Exactly,
in your early 20s, early to mid 20s.
exactly. So I'm not sure, bro. I mean, we have to be a better fielding side with the kind of talent that we have. I mean, I simply don't understand because it's like we are dropping seven. We are only able to take 7 out of 10 chances, clear chances. Okay, something what Glenn Phillips like he attempted one in the first ODI. I think he flew, absolutely flew at point. Uh, I think Shubman Gill it was, and he was not able to take these kind of catches. Okay, you can say that it's all up to the athletic ability and luck. All those things have to combine to take that kind of a catch. But the straightforward chances we are dropping. And every time we come out and we say that the floodlights we are taking, it will take us some time to adjust to the floodlights. I mean, I really don't want to buy that thing again.
At some point, those excuses become very redundant. See, I have full sympathy. We have also played cricket. We have also dropped catches. I understand. And when you when you drop a catch, it is the worst thing. You can get out on a zero, but you wouldn't feel that bad when you drop a catch because you're denying the bowler a wicket and a chance for your side to get back into the game. So it's a
For
very
sure.
horrible feeling. But at some point, the excuses have to end. How long can you
For
continue
sure.
dropping catches without any repercussions? I think there has to be a serious look into our fielding coach as well. Maybe maybe not right now because the T20 World Cup is upcoming, but definitely after that. You can't afford to
Yeah, I
drop
mean,
these many catches and get away with it.
for sure, for sure. I think, and the T20 team is relatively young, but again, I think ODI also, we are not that old of a side. Like we are the three stalwarts we have. I think they are the three best catchers. There is a Jadeja, there is a Virat, and there is Rohit Sharma. They are probably the best catchers if you go by the numbers. So I don't think age is the problem here. I don't know.
The
Every
fourth
time we
oldest on the
see
side would be KL, right? And he has the gloves.
him, is the
So
keeper. Yeah, he
so
hasn't
after
dropped
that,
anything, I believe.
yeah, after
Yeah,
that, all of them are youngsters. I mean, come on. This is the thing that has to be improved. I think this is the first thing that needs to be looked at when you dissect this series. I mean, of course, we did it towards the end, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's been a steady slope, and at some point of time, we need to stop. But yeah, do you have any other points that you want to discuss, or we can close by predicting the final ODI?
Uh, I one more point I'd like to discuss is why was Rayan Parag not given a selection over an Ayush Badoni? Any specific reason that you see?
Ma- I would answer your question with a question. So, why was Ayush Badoni selected in the first place in
Yeah,
case of Washington Sundar?
that is the point. I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't know, man. I
I
just don't
mean,
know.
I
I
mean,
think this is what.
first thing, first thing is why was Washington Sundar selected ahead of an Akshar Patel?
Again, why is an
So
Akshar Patel not selected and why is Ravindra Jadeja selected? So many questions. I mean, I've been watching cricket for maybe over 2 decades now, and this is probably one of the very few times that I don't have any answer to a selection. I have seen many controversial selections, and I've seen reasons also for that. I'll give you an example. Stuart Binney selection in 2015 World Cup. That was a nonsense selection, but I could still understand why he was selected because A, his father was a selector, Roger Binney, during that time, and B, he was there in the squad for the New Zealand series an year prior. They were trying him as a seam bowling all-rounder. We all knew he was not going to get into the 11. There were three, four reasons why that happened. This one, I have no clue. I absolutely have no clue. So, Washington Sundar for me is a bowling all-rounder. Ayush Badoni for me is a batsman who can bowl. He's not a batting all-rounder at least from the cricket that I have seen.
I mean, one of
So,
the
so there
podcast I
also
was
it
listening to, they
doesn't.
said that they joked around that I think oh, Badoni is the one who is going to replace Bishnoi this season with LSG with this selection.
Maybe I don't know, man. We just have to find out, I think. That's
Yeah,
it, or
so
any other thing you have?
yeah, I think that we can close.
Yeah, so I think let's just close it with predictions for the final ODI. I know we've been saying 350, 350. I think this is the game where we will definitely see 350 plus. Maybe looking
I
at the way we have bowled, doesn't matter who bats first, they are going to get 350. It seems that way. Or if New
yeah,
Zealand bats first, it may be
I
at least 320, 330.
if you ask me honestly, I am not very much concerned with the bowling, or I don't think we have bowled badly at all in this series at least. Maybe there are some phases you can say that we could have been better, or we should have been more aggressive with the ball. But the batting has to step up because against this inexperienced bowling attack, we are not even able to score a 300 on our home. It's bit, and even in the first game, we were in a dire state. If KL Rahul, if that catch, I think someone dropped a very simple catch. I don't remember who it was of Harshit Rana, or they dropped two catches, I think. One was of Washington Sundar, and the other one was of Harshit Rana, I think. Two catches they dropped back to back. Otherwise, it could have
Hmm.
been a different story altogether. You never know. So I think the batting has to
Yeah.
step up a bit more because the stalwarts are doing their job. The others need to put their hand up and do theirs as well.
Yep. I think definitely this has to be the game. And I think this will be the game. 350 plus definitely on that indoor wicket, which we know is going to be a flat track, unlike the first two games. So expect a 350 plus score and maybe a century from Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli as well, or maybe both if we have a good luck that day. Maybe even one from a Gill as well. So that's that. We'll see you in the next one. Up until then, ciao.